Contactors are typically used in commercial and industrial applications for switching high-power loads. Snap switches are commonly used in residential and small commercial settings. The main difference between a contactor and a snap switch is the current carrying capacity and the ability to interrupt significant electrical loads. For an application of 400-watt metal halide high bays at 240 volts, the total load is 1600 watts. The current draw is calculated as 1600 watts divided by 240 volts, which equals 6.67 amps. For a single 1500-watt metal halide high bay at 120 volts, the current draw is calculated as 1500 watts divided by 120 volts, which equals 12.5 amps. Firstly, a snap switch is not recommended for the 4-metal halide high bays application due to the high current draw. A lighting contactor with a current rating of at least 10 amps should be used. Secondly, a 20 amp snap switch would be sufficient for the single metal halide high bay application. However, it is recommended to use a contactor if there are plans to add additional lighting fixtures in the future. In these applications, it is not advisable to use a snap switch for the 4-metal halide high bays. A lighting contactor with appropriate current rating should be used to ensure safe and reliable operation. In general, a lighting contactor is an electromagnetic switch that is used to control a circuit with a large amount of power. It is typically used for lighting, heating, and other high current applications. A snap switch is a type of electrical switch that is commonly used in residential and commercial buildings to control lighting and other electrical devices. It is called a snap switch because of the snapping sound it makes when it is turned on or off. There are several factors to consider when deciding whether to use a lighting contactor or a snap switch. These factors include the current rating of the switch, the voltage rating of the switch, the type of load that the switch will be controlling, and the environment in which the switch will be used. The current rating of a switch is the maximum amount of current that the switch can safely handle. It is important to choose a switch with a current rating that is high enough to handle the load that the switch will be controlling. If the switch is overloaded, it could overheat and cause a fire. The voltage rating of a switch is the maximum amount of voltage that the switch can safely handle. It is important to choose a switch with a voltage rating that is high enough to handle the voltage of the circuit that the switch will be connected to. If the switch is subjected to too much voltage, it could be damaged or destroyed. The type of load that the switch will be controlling is also an important factor to consider. Some loads, such as lighting, are relatively easy to control. Other loads, such as motors, are more difficult to control. If the switch will be controlling a difficult load, it is important to choose a switch that is designed for that type of load. The environment in which the switch will be used is another important factor to consider. If the switch will be used in a harsh environment such as a damp or dusty environment, it is important to choose a switch that is designed for that type of environment. Contactors are more robust and designed for frequent switching and higher current loads, making them suitable for commercial and industrial lighting systems. Snap switches are less expensive and suitable for lower current residential applications where frequent switching is not a primary concern. Contactors are typically rated for higher amperage and voltage compared to snap switches. This allows them to handle larger electrical loads without overheating or failing. Snap switches have limited amperage and voltage ratings, making them unsuitable for high power applications. Contactors are designed for frequent switching operations, making them ideal for lighting systems that are turned on and off multiple times a day. Snap switches are not designed for frequent switching and may wear out quickly if used in such applications. Contactors often include features such as overload protection and surge suppression, which help to protect the lighting system from damage. Snap switches typically do not offer these features. Consider a large warehouse with hundreds of high bay lights. A contactor would be the appropriate choice to control the lighting system due to the high current load and frequent switching requirements. In a small office with a few fluorescent lights, a snap switch may be sufficient to control the lighting system. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for selecting and installing electrical equipment, including contactors and snap switches. It is important to consult the NEC to ensure that the selected equipment meets the applicable safety standards and requirements. NEC Section 404.14e discusses the requirements for switches controlling inductive loads. NEC Section 404.3 covers the requirements for the types of switches to be used. These guidelines help ensure electrical safety and proper installation practices. When selecting a contactor or snap switch, it is essential to consider the specific application requirements, including the load current voltage, switching frequency, and environmental conditions. Choosing the right switch ensures safe and reliable operation of the electrical system. The type of lighting also plays a role. For example, LED lighting typically requires less power than traditional incandescent or fluorescent lighting. However, the inrush current of LED drivers can still be significant, requiring a switch with an appropriate rating. Metal halide lighting, as in the original question, often requires a contactor due to the high current draw-on potential for voltage spikes during startup. The physical size and mounting options of the switch are also important considerations. Contactors are generally larger than snap switches and require more space for installation. Snap switches are typically mounted in standard electrical boxes, while contactors may require separate enclosure. In terms of cost, snap switches are generally less expensive than contactors. However, the long-term cost of using an undersized snap switch can be higher due to potential failures and safety hazards. Contactors, while more expensive upfront, offer greater reliability and safety for high-power applications. When in doubt, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician to determine the appropriate switch for a specific application. Electricians have the knowledge and experience to assess the electrical load, consider the relevant safety codes, and recommend the best solution. Proper wiring and installation are also critical for ensuring the safe and reliable operation of the electrical system. Incorrect wiring can lead to overheating, short circuits, and other hazards. Therefore, it is essential to follow all applicable electrical codes and best practices when installing contactors and snap switches. Regular maintenance and inspection of electrical equipment are also important for preventing failures and ensuring safety. This includes checking for loose connections, damaged wiring, and signs of overheating. Any issues should be addressed promptly to prevent potential problems. In addition to the electrical considerations, it is also important to consider the control method for the lighting system. Contactors can be controlled manually using a switch or automatically using a timer, photocell, or building automation system. Snap switches are typically controlled manually. The control method should be chosen based on the specific application requirements and desired level of automation. When dealing with high-power lighting systems, safety should always be the top priority. Using the appropriate switch and following all applicable electrical codes and best practices are essential for preventing electrical hazards and ensuring the safety of people and property. A double-pole double-throw, or DPDT, snap switch has 2 poles and 2 throws, meaning it can control 2 separate circuits and switch each circuit between 2 different positions. While a DPDT switch can handle higher voltage and current than a single-pole single-throw switch, it is still not recommended for high-current applications like the 400-watt metal halide high bays. The main concern is the overall amperage the switch can handle continuously. The voltage is within range, but the amperage is the issue. If a contactor fails, it is designed to fail in a safe manner, often by disconnecting the circuit. A snap switch failure, particularly under high load, can result in arcing, overheating, and potentially a fire hazard. A contactor also provides a degree of isolation between the control circuit and the power circuit. This separation can be beneficial in terms of safety and troubleshooting. A snap switch typically does not offer this level of isolation. Consider the long-term reliability of the switch. Contactors are designed for millions of operations, while snap switches have a shorter lifespan, especially when used at or near their maximum rated current. A lighting contactor is designed to handle the inrush current associated with starting metal halide lamps. This inrush current can be several times the normal operating current and can damage or shorten the life of a snap switch. Check the manufacturer's specifications for both the contactor and the snap switch to determine their suitability for the specific application. The specifications will include the current rating, voltage rating, and other important parameters. A qualified electrician can perform a load calculation to determine the exact current requirements of the lighting system. This calculation takes into account all of the loads connected to the circuit and ensures that the switch is properly sized. In some cases, it may be necessary to use a combination of contactors and snap switches. For example, a contactor could be used to control the main lighting circuit, while snap switches could be used to control individual lights or zones. Always use appropriate enclosures and wiring methods for the electrical installation. This helps to protect the wiring from damage and prevents accidental contact with live parts. Label all of the electrical components clearly. This makes it easier to identify and troubleshoot the system in the future. Regularly inspect the electrical system for signs of wear and tear. This includes checking for loose connections, damaged wiring, and corroded contacts. Address any problems promptly to prevent them from becoming more serious. Finally, remember that electricity can be dangerous. Always take precautions to protect yourself from electrical shock. Work with a qualified electrician and follow all safety guidelines. Let's delve deeper into the specific components. Metal halide lamps require a ballast to regulate the current and voltage. The ballast itself can draw additional current, which must be considered when sizing the switch. Some ballasts are more efficient than others. Using energy-efficient ballast can reduce the overall current draw of the lighting system. The wiring you use for the lighting circuit must be sized appropriately for the current load. Using undersized wiring can lead to overheating and voltage drop. Check the NEC tables for the correct wire size based on the amperage and length of the circuit. Grounding is essential for electrical safety. Ensure that the lighting system is properly grounded to prevent electrical shock hazards. The grounding conductor should be sized according to the NEC. Overcurrent protection, such as a circuit breaker or fuse, is required to protect the wiring and equipment from overloads and short circuits. The overcurrent protection device should be sized according to the NEC. Surge protection can help to protect the lighting system from voltage spikes caused by lightning or other electrical disturbances. A surge suppressor can be installed at the panel or at the individual lighting fixtures. When choosing a contactor, consider the number of poles required. A 2-pole contactor is needed for switching both legs of a 240-volt circuit. A single-pole contactor can be used for switching a 120-volt circuit. Also consider the control voltage of the contactor. Common control voltages are 120 volts, 24 volts, and 277 volts. The control voltage must match the voltage of the control circuit. The inrush current of metal halide lamps can be significantly higher than the steady-state current. This inrush current can trip circuit breakers or damage switches if they are not properly sized. Use time delay fuses or circuit breakers to prevent nuisance tripping due to inrush current. Consider the ambient temperature in which the switch will be operating. High ambient temperatures can reduce the current carrying capacity of the switch. Direct the switch accordingly if necessary. When replacing an existing switch, be sure to match the voltage and current ratings of the original switch. If you are upgrading the lighting system, you may need to upgrade the switch as well. If you are unsure about any aspect of the electrical installation, consult with a qualified electrician. They can provide expert advice and ensure that the installation is safe and code compliant. The choice between a lighting contactor and a snap switch depends on the specific application and the electrical load. For high current applications, such as metal halide lighting, a contactor is the recommended choice. Snap switches are suitable for lower current applications, but should be used with caution and with proper overcurrent protection. Always prioritize safety and consult with a qualified electrician when working with electrical systems. Finally, it is important to document the electrical installation. Keep records of the switch ratings, wiring sizes, and other important information. This documentation can be helpful for troubleshooting and maintenance in the future. In summary, using a lighting contactor for high wattage metal halide lights is generally recommended due to the higher current handling capability, longer lifespan, and added safety features compared to snap switches. A snap switch might be acceptable for a single low wattage metal halide light on a dedicated circuit, but it is always best to err on the side of caution and use a contactor. Remember to always consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the electrical installation is safe and code compliant.